Top quake of the last day struck Alaska, ringing in at 6.2, actually hit the WatchMap red alert star we posted to Twitter last night. Storm Gloria pounding the southwestern part of Europe. Spain and France have seen days of trouble as flooding, storm surges, and lots of snow batter the region. Our first top story comes to cosmic rays. Indeed, we've now been at the modern cosmic ray maximum for about a year. Polar and equatorial stations are both showing our rise to levels likely not seen since the Maunder minimum, as the sun takes a dive out of the grand solar maximum of the 1900s. And folks, this is critical. Cosmic rays in blue do indeed move opposite to sunspots in yellow, and while sunspots aren't a bad way to gauge solar activity, it doesn't actually tell us how powerfully the sun is pounding out. Now, while cycle 19, top left, was indeed the maximum sunspot count of the entire 400-year grand solar cycle, the CMEs, the solar flares, didn't push cosmic rays to their minimum until 1992, the lowest blue spike. This means that while the sunspot maximum was in the late 50s, it would be nearly 40 years until the solar forcing maximum occurred, and from there, we go to the 20 to 30 year lag, leaving us right now at the peak years of that forcing from the end of the last millennium. They have released the official catalog from the 2019 Ridgecrest earthquake sequence. More than 30,000 earthquakes struck in total. They peaked out at 6.4 and magnitude 7.1. Looking into the future, they identify numerous new fractures and propagation pathways of the pressure, implicating a motion of the fractures south and westward from the initial sequence genesis point. For those who don't know, I am a very big fan of the ET topic. Our Starwater series was meant to demonstrate how ubiquitous life's ingredients are found across the cosmos, and sentiments like this are starting to fly from the veterans of the field. And life may be much closer than we think. Just not to mince words, Enceladus is habitable. Maybe not ideal for modern human civilization, but from the carbon dioxide to the complex chemical processes in the subsurface ocean, Saturn's icy moon has everything needed to conceal life from our notice today, deep beneath those South Pole jets. In the second top story today, a new paper in Nature is reframing their climate change story on a global basis. They found that ozone-destroying chemicals are responsible for half the Arctic warming, which tallies 1/3 of all global warming. This takes the major blame on carbon and fossil fuels and begins to pull back from it. This is a huge change as the carbon blame was everything, but there's more. This uses CMIP5 modeling and data, not CMIP6 with solar particle forcing. And since the polar region is where the particles penetrate the most at this planet, they have widely underestimated the effect of the sun on the Arctic. But furthermore, with Earth's weakening magnetic field, which is also not in climate models, some of the blame on human-destroyed ozone letting in more is actually extra penetration due to the shifting and weakening magnetic field of the planet. Lastly, I want to mention that if half the Arctic warming is 1/3 of all global warming, there is a serious lopsided effect to the planet here that nobody seems to be mentioning. Something to keep an eye on here is the discovery that radioactivity inside the Earth has not ceased, and not ceased its effects on internal heating. But it also plays a role in the energy that produces earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and Earth's magnetic field, throwing a tiny wrench into the modern dynamo and interior models. And something to note, radioactive particles respond with higher activity when bombarded with cosmic rays, which does send the imagination running when that response is beneath our feet. Last but not least, hard to deny, this could be the most important cosmology.